Today we have more non-hollows. We got non-hollows on top of non-hollows, but they're first edition. This batch, first edition, Neo Genesis, and I think a couple others from maybe Gym Challenge or something like that. But this is quite easily one of my favorite sets. Neo Genesis and Team Rocket, beautiful sets. And I wanted to give some non-hollows some love because look at that Totodile. I do definitely want the original line in 10s, so that Totodile being a 9 kind of hurts. The Slowpoke looks great, and then the Chikorita. I'm not a big fan of this line. I forgot what the final Pokemon was. Not Bayleaf. That's the second one. But they are some pretty cool cards. They're some of my favorites, and see what we get here. 9.5 Bayleaf. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it's off-centered a little bit. All right, it is what it is, right? Not gonna complain. The goal isn't necessarily all 10s. It would be nice. And what's cool from Neo is it's cool now, but at the time I thought it was ridiculous. They had 2 variants of Bayleaf. I was like, what is the point? And they're the same thing here. But the whole Neo set, Neo Revelations, Neo Genesis, probably some of the best artwork in my opinion. Even in comparison to the moderns, I think it might be better than the base set. They're just really nice. Croconaw, all right. And then I need a Feraligatr. I kind of want to put at least on display. What's the word called? The 3 evolutions for the starter Pokemon, and then from there, oh look at that, 2 Chikoritas, an 8.5. Oh my gosh! And then from there, if I can, nice at 10 Totodile, an entire wall. And to swap it out with something like base set, Neo Genesis, and I think Team Rocket, because it's smaller, would have its own wall. That would be really cool to me. Here we have Gym Heroes. I also really like Gym Heroes. And to me, one wall where I swap them out according to whatever I want to look at is ideal. And ooh, Erica's Bulbasaur. I love that Bulbasaur. And I don't know if that's ambitious or not. It might be a little too ambitious. Look at this Cyndaquil. Beautiful. But it is a lofty goal of mine to do over the next couple years. Quilava. Another Cyndaquil. These are just some cool cards. Do you have any goals that are just a little too far ambitious? Like people look at you and they're thinking, you want a wall of that? Or you want all of those graded? Why not just put them in a binder? To me, a binder, they go away, they're not going to be seen for a very long time. But on a wall, I could swap cards out. I could put them up. I could always look at them. When I get tired of it, I could swap a whole nother set. To me, that's a little cool. I like that. I like the idea of that. And I hope to have that idea come to fruition. And the last card is another Cyndaquil. All right. As you can see, in terms of value, there's not a ton. At least I don't think. Even though these are first editions, they didn't come back as 10s, so not a ton of value there. I got these cards bulk really cheap for $1.43 each. $1.43. So to me, getting a lot of these first edition cards, and I have like 300 more. It's ridiculous. For so cheap was a deal to me. I get to collect Neo Genesis. I've always liked Neo Genesis. It's probably one of the best sets. I know I'm showing a Gym Hero card, but Neo Genesis right there. It is absolutely beautiful. I also got some of these. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, in the comments, let me know, what are some of your ambitious goals, your things that people look at you and say, wow, you're going to get that done? That's what you're going to do? How is that even possible? How much money that's going to cost you? And I'm curious. I'm curious to hear if I'm not the only one who's doing something ridiculous, or at least is trying to do something ridiculous. Thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe, whatever you can. Helps out a ton. Bye-bye.